Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. So the trending searches as of yesterday, August the 20th, 2022, we're looking at the Lunar Crush trending searches, guys. XRP is number 1 on the list, at least right now. Solana number 2, we got number 3, Cardano, and number 4, Stellar's XLM. It's looking like the top 4 rounding out there are WEF coins specifically. Interesting news there. I mean, every so often we do get news that there is a spike in XRP purchases, and the last time we got that from Wales, I'm talking about Wales specifically, was May of 2022. Well, XRP Crypto Wolf is bringing this to our attention now, okay? Sentiment has noticed that there has been a surge in XRP transfers of over $100,000 on the XRPL. So just down here, the data aggregator has reported that as XRP dropped below the 3 cent level, I don't know what they meant by that, maybe it fluctuated 3 cents, and that's what they mean. And to the 7th place by market cap on Friday, unusually high activity among XRP wallets was in fact noticed. Amounts larger than $100,000 worth of XRP were shifted by these wallets, and so this is the highest wallet activity and sentiment since the spring. Per the recent tweets by the data provider, the analytics team has spotted the highest amount of whale XRP transactions since May 13th, as these wallets performed transfers of $100,000 plus in XRP tokens. Besides, they claim that the XRP sentiment is currently at its highest level since April of this year, guys, and here's the sentiment tweet just to outline that. XRP is seeing notable whale activity as well as high optimism in Friday's closing trading hours. We've picked up a spike of $100,000 plus XRP transactions that hasn't been equaled since May 13th, 2022. Additionally, the sentiment is at its high, and the high was last seen in April, guys. I have the sentiment chart up here, and you guys can see the sentiment. Not sentiment. Sentiment is high. XRP had 452 $100,000 plus transactions in the previous 8 hours, the largest amount since May. So clocking in some large transactions here, and I believe those transactions, yeah, it says Friday's closing trading hour, so those transactions were from the 19th of August. Now, I've got the XRP chart up here on the daily. We haven't really seen too much in terms of price. Steady volume too, so we haven't really seen a spike in volume. XRP right now is trading at about 0.343. Doesn't surprise me considering Bitcoin is also still just kind of trading with low volume as well. We did see that big move to the downside, and now Bitcoin is slowly trying to pick its way back up. So it has been a slow grind, guys. I mean, it's even being reflected in Bitcoin mining. So SBI Holdings, we know SBI is a Ripple partner, but apparently they also are in the Bitcoin mining game. And they said that they're going to cut their mining operations in Russia, citing sanction concerns. A spokesman for the firm said that one of the reasons behind the move is the overall uncertainty over the prospects of the mining business in Serbia following the sanctions imposed on Russia in the wake of the invasion in Ukraine. Earlier this year, though, the International Monetary Fund warned that Russia could evade economic sanctions imposed by the US and other Western countries by turning to cryptocurrency mining. The overall slump in crypto prices this year is something SBI also took into consideration. They said that since it has become less profitable, I mean, same with all miners, since it's less profitable to be mining Bitcoin when the Bitcoin price is at, what, 21,000 right now, they thought, okay, you know what, I think we're going to close this down, at least temporarily. I don't know if it says here whether it's a temporary close or a permanent close, but SBI Crypto, the conglomerate's crypto mining subsidiary, has been mining cryptocurrencies and mining farms outside Japan since August of 2017, opening its mining pool to the general public in March 2021. In addition to Bitcoin, the firm also mines Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin SV. Down here, it talks a little bit about the hash rate. It is not immediately clear when exactly SBI will cease its crypto mining operations in Russia. Before the withdrawal is completed, SBI will have to sell all its mining equipment stationed in Siberia, the spokesman of the firm said. So it looks like they are closing up shop permanently in Siberia, but that's not to say that maybe they will open up shop somewhere else. Anyway, just some latest news here from Ripple partner SBI. We also got this, guys, from Mac Attack XRP. John Deaton is predicting something shocking might happen after summary judgment. Okay, get this. He's made a bold prediction as to what might happen after the summary judgment briefings are made public. He stated, here's a quote from John Deaton, "When the summary judgment motions are public, we will see evidence we are currently unaware of, including testimony from Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse, Chris Larson, and David Schwartz, and former Ripple employees. It includes testimony from Hinman and other SEC officials, Amy Starr, Valerie S., etc. He also added, I predict we will also see why it was so important that XRP holders be heard." So this is the statement here directly from John Deaton. The tweet is linked in this article if you guys want to check that out. According to the recently updated schedule shared by James K. Filan, the remaining months in 2022 may be key times in the lawsuit based on the upcoming decisions and motions to be filed. Motions for summary judgment are expected to come in by September the 13th, so we're just about a month away, just under a month away, guys. Oppositions are to be expected by October 18th, while replies to any opposition must be made by November the 15th ahead of Judge Torres' final decision. And again, it looks like that timeline is still sticking. As per Filan, he predicts that Judge Torres' decision on expert motions and summary judgment might come on or before March the 31st, 2023. So we're still looking into 2023 for those final decisions. Once we do get final decisions, XRP is likely going to break out and, dare I say, maybe even spur on the next leg up for the crypto market. I mean, right now we've just been meandering, trading sideways. Everything's off its highs, 80-85% for altcoins. Bitcoin's down about 70-75% right now. But once we get that announcement, boy, is everybody going to get excited, because that will also, not just for XRP, but for many holders of altcoins, right? So long as they have a similar model to Ripple, a lot of the coins by extension will also do fairly well. And I am daring to say, I'm going to put it out there and daring to say that XRP could in fact spark that next leg up for the bull run. Anyway, wanted to thank Magattack XRP just for posting that. The Lilian Bay Foundation, guys, here's another piece of news. They are excited to announce that they'll be accepting XRP as a form of payment, so they consider XRP a currency. Ripple, let's work together to provide children equitable opportunities to thrive. Here's the Lilian Bay Foundation on Twitter. I will link them in the description. They are driven to support holistic wellness in children by leveraging the power of cryptocurrency, and I've got their website up here too if you guys are interested. Inspired by Lily, our company and foundation were built on the inspirational experience of one child who was faced with a lymphangioma birth defect. Her family's unwavering mission to save her life and overwhelming response of a heartfelt community pulled together to make a miracle happen, gave life to our mission to promote and assist families and children with vascular malformations and other birth defects, as well as to raise public awareness across the country on treating such anomalies. So you guys can support the cause down here. So far they accept PayPal, Cash App, Stripe, and Venmo, but it's looking as though they're willing and happy to accept XRP as payment as well. So there's the news there. FTSO.eu is also just letting us know, guys, double check your XRPL address on XRP Scan and verify how many SGB you received and how many FLR you will receive. So the FLR airdrop is coming shortly. And I just wanted to bring this up because this is another great utility if you guys are maybe not familiar with the XRPscan.com. Basically, it's a website here where you can scan, put in your XRP wallet address, and you can get a whole bunch of information associated with your wallet. Like, for example, let's just throw in an XRP wallet in there, and you can see this is a sum wallet that I have. I don't have too much XRP in this wallet, but the initial balance, 20 XRP, you can see over here. The reserve, 10 XRP, available 10 XRP. But if you go over here, you can click on Flare, okay? There's a tab here for Flare, and you can see how much Spark FLR you have claimed based on the XRP that you hold, okay? Also, you can see how much Songbird you have claimed based on the XRP that you held on that snapshot date. So just a little tool here. If you guys did not know about that, you can check out all kinds of other data, tokens, issued, trust lines, so on and so forth. You can see up here when you activated the wallet and the initial balance that you put into the wallet and was activated by Uphold in this specific case. So a great little resource here that I will link in the description of the video. Want to keep moving, guys? Wheezy at Nerd Nation Unboxed bringing this up. Stephan Thomas, formerly of Ripple, okay? Here's what he said about Vitalik Buterin. Vitalik Buterin apparently stole the idea of smart contracts from Ripple. Later in 2013, a young Bitcoin developer crashed on my couch for a couple of weeks while visiting San Francisco. In the afternoon, he would come to the Ripple office and join our discussions about smart contracts. His name was Vitalik Buterin, and these conversations led him to incorporate Ripple's key/value data structure into Ethereum. And so it sounds as though Vitalik took that idea and ran with it, basically stole the idea for smart contracts and created Ethereum. And apparently, right at the beginning, there was never this kind of animosity between Vitalik Buterin and the folks at Ripple. It was a very positive, productive relationship until I think things got sour when Vitalik Buterin wasn't able to actually get the internship over there at Ripple. I think it had something to do with his visa. Anyway, he couldn't work in the United States legally, And so I guess he moved on, created Ethereum, and the rest is history. And just to that point, here's an interview with Stephan Thomas, formerly of Ripple. We've had very good interactions with the Ethereum team on potentially working together. So there was even a point in time when Ripple saw an opportunity to work with Ethereum, and they were open to the idea. Listen to Stephan Thomas explaining what happened at that time.
And I think Ethereum is like a big step in the right direction because it's much closer to how people are used to writing software. The only concern I would have with that is it's still deterministic, right? So you still can't make an HTTP call directly out of an Ethereum contract. So it still requires this other piece, this middleware layer to connect to. And I think in that sense, like Ethereum and Codius are really complementary because Codius doesn't really work if you don't have some sort of ledger or data store or blockchain that you can store your data in. And Ethereum doesn't really work if you don't have something to talk to the outside world. So I really see those systems as very complementary. And we've had really good interactions with the Ethereum team on like potentially working together and kind of exploring that interaction better.
So Codius, another project coming from members of the Ripple team, as you heard here from Stephan Thomas. There are aspects of Codius and Ethereum that were very complementary, and he said, we wanted to work with Ethereum to help make this happen. Clearly, that did not end up happening in that way that Stephan Thomas hoped it would. Ripple eventually did move on with Codius. This one from K. Hugh Breslin here on Twitter. Anyone think Codius was too important to abandon? Eventually, Ripple did abandon the Codius platform. Recall, Ripple did not want to risk performance issues on the XRPL by adding a smart contract layer, but instead opted to keep it ultra lean on payments. Now, we got to remember this was back in the early days when Ripple was laser focused on cross-border payments, making that happen. And so maybe, throwing too many darts at the dartboard, maybe the company wasn't ready for that at that point. Codius would make a great candidate to dev and deploy on PolySign network, though. Thoughts? And then he retweeted out a David Schwartz tweet from back in May of 2018. Another biggest difference, perhaps one of the most important, is that Codius can keep secrets while Ethereum cannot. That means Codius can, for example, control a Bitcoin wallet, while an Ethereum contract can't. He continues down here with another David Schwartz tweet thread. Codius can support general-purpose languages like JavaScript, so it's Turing complete. It doesn't force any particularly programming paradigm at all, so you can pick one that has appropriate security. In a sense, Codius is awesome because it allows you to complete flexibility, but also most of the implementation doesn't exist yet. So you can implement a very secure environment, more secure than Ethereum currently, but you have to actually do it. So maybe they were ahead of their game at that time. Matthew Lany also just chiming in on this. Codius is already scalable, built on the ILP. Sidechains or API plugins would allow XRP settlement. Looks like API plugins are not supported by Codius. He backtracks on that and asks David Schwartz and Stephan Thomas if this has been updated. So this is a bit of a sidebar here. We know the Ripple team has been working on several different applications. Codius was a big one that we were talking about back at that time. PolySign, another big one. The bigger takeaway, though, the XRPL, obviously very robust and has been developed and keeps growing over the years. So I don't think, the problems of 2018 are necessarily still problems today. The bigger problem, I think, right now is getting that clarity in court. Stephan Hubert posting this, holy. There are so many sources here claiming Lubin and DiOrio bought 95% of the entire Ethereum pre-sale. So here's an article that he posts. It is speculated, however, that Lubin bought the majority of Ether tokens released in the sale. Some sources believe Lubin and DiOrio could have even provided up to 95% of the $18 million raised in the sale. Well, wouldn't that be interesting if we found that to be true? An argument to suggest that Ethereum obviously more centralized than initially thought. So thanks to Stephan Hubert just for bringing that to our attention. Here's another one, guys, from Mr. CleanX on Twitter. The Fed has spoken about Ripple and XRP, it being a stablecoin as defined by the World Bank. So how do you interpret Jay's words here? I think he means Jerome's words here. Jerry's words here. I'm going to play this clip in a second, okay? This is a clip from, I think, early 2021 with Jerome Powell, Augustin Carstens, and a couple of others here talking in a CNBC Live interview. I believe it was sponsored by the Bank for International Settlements, or it was for the Bank for International Settlements. They talk about stablecoins. We know the U.S. is in the midst of bringing, stablecoin legislation to the table and basically regulating stablecoins first before they tackle a whole bunch of other digital assets. Crypto's win-win down here saying, hey, wait. Doesn't that background look eerily similar to Jerome Powell's background over here? I I just also wanted to give you guys some context for this if you didn't catch up my video on the World Bank, basically making a claim that Stellar's XLM and Ripple's XRP are going to be considered stablecoins, or rather, they classified them as stablecoins in a document from, I believe it was also a document from 2021. And if you guys didn't catch that full video, I will link it up here in the top right-hand corner. But this, from Bullish Momentum, okay? Basically this idea that we're going to need stablecoins for global cross-border payments. And in this article, they say 2 digital currencies that fall into this category are RippleNet's native digital token XRP and Stellar Networks' native cryptocurrency, the Stellar Lumen or XLM. Both Ripple and Stellar enable faster and more efficient cross-border payments relative to correspondent banking. However, they differ in that the former aims at improving cross-border payment settlement between international banks, whereas the latter aims to provide low-cost cross-border payment financial services to end users and the unbanked population. But it's under the header stablecoins for cross-border payments. So we were now taking a look at this report from the World Bank and assuming that there was going to be a point in time when the price of XRP and or XLM was going to rise to a high value, a stable high value, so that cross-border payments could be conducted without the risk and volatility. Now, in that context, listen to what Jerome Powell said at this conference about a year ago.
Turning to stablecoins, so to the extent a stablecoin is backed by sovereign currencies of leading nations, that's certainly an improvement over crypto assets, I would say. But nonetheless, where does the credibility come from? It comes from that sovereign currency that is the backstop. The thing is, existing sovereign currencies are issued with the benefit of the public in mind. The potentially fast and wide adoption of a global stablecoin, potentially a global currency governed only by the incentives of a private company, is something that will deserve and will receive the highest level of regulatory expectations. And is regulation where it needs to be on global stablecoins yet? It's not, but we're making progress. Nonetheless, stablecoins may have a role to play with appropriate regulation, but that role will not be to form the basis of a new global monetary system. Private stablecoins are not going to be an appropriate substitute for a sound monetary system based in central bank money.
So a stablecoin and stablecoin alone cannot be the basis for a new monetary system, is basically what Jerome Powell is saying. But notice what he said before that, okay? The potentially fast and wide adoption of a global stablecoin, i.e. an XRP-type cryptocurrency, potentially a global currency governed only by the incentives of a private company. Okay, so we're not saying that it's going to necessarily be something that any government would own or maybe not even pegged to any particular fiat currency, because those would be sovereign currencies, but something else that would be governed by a private company will deserve and will receive the highest level of regulatory expectations. So is this potentially why we're seeing the XRP lawsuit right now dragging out as long as it is? Because we need to get the regulatory framework solid around XRP in the United States specifically in order for this to really start scaling up, in order for XRP to finally command that high, stable price so that it can be the global currency that eventually is adopted worldwide. Notice how the US is also saying that we are putting priority to stablecoin adoption, or rather regulation. That is kind of the first thing we're going to work on. They mentioned that this year in 2022, so that is what they are focusing on right now. The rest of the cryptocurrencies can wait. So a global currency like an XRP that remains at a high, stable price, that has even been outlined by the World Bank as a stablecoin for cross-border settlements particularly. Could it be that, part of this XRP Ripple lawsuit is part of the process? And once we get through to the other end, well, this is essentially when the world will start using Ripple and XRP. It certainly is becoming more and more apparent that the world is a stage. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.